Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today's video we are doing a Pride inspired eyeshadow look, and yeah, this is a really fun video to watch, really fun video to film. So if you want to see how I did this makeup look, then keep watching. As we said, today we are doing a little Pride inspired makeup look. This is inspired by Amy Makeup. I'll put her at on the screen, and this is her at here on YouTube, and I believe it's the same over on Instagram, but I'm not too sure. But this is her YouTube app that I've included in this clip here. I did try to film this clip on my camera. I just don't think the resolution of the camera is good enough for the makeup that I want, because I wanted to zoom into the eyes so we could get better focus on the eyes while I'm doing the eye makeup, and be able to see it on the viewfinder. But I wasn't impressed with how the colours were showing up on the screen, and that's just because it's almost like a vlogging camera. But anyway, so we're back on the phone. I haven't bothered to plug in the microphone because I can't be bothered, frankly. So if you hear a lot of background breathing, that's why. And yeah, let's get straight into the makeup. So I hope I'm in frame. I have just checked on my mirror, like just holding my mirror behind the screen. I think I know where I can stand if, you know, I'm looking at the camera anyway, but I've just zoomed you in a bit so that we can get a bit better quality on the eyes. For palettes today, I'm using my Carnival 3 Be Perfect palette and my Morphe 35B Colourful palette, and the 35B is purely out for the yellow shade because the yellow in the Carnival 3 palette is a little bit darker. Yeah, and we're just creating a rainbow. I did attempt this originally with more of a flat brush, and it didn't really work out, so I'm going for these more smaller headed face painting brushes just to get the precision in first before we blend anything. And yeah, so let's start this. So I'm just going to start out on my right eye, and I hope you can see this, otherwise I might cry. And I'm just taking my thin brush. I'm going to start out with the purple shade, and we're going to go backwards through the rainbow because I did it the other way last time and I just was too close to the inner of the eye. So we'll start by mapping out where the eye needs to finish towards the eye and then go out. For purple, I'm just taking the shade called Fruity from the Carnival 3 palette. And I'm just going to start literally by drawing where I want the purple to be, where I want the eyeshadow to end on the eye, because we have got some more details to add on there afterwards. So I'm just drawing that like I would with face paint, but it doesn't need to be such a straight line because we are going to do some carving out afterwards. And then I'm almost just adding the colour on and blending the edge as well, the top edge, ready for the next colour. And then for blue, I'm just taking the shade Lagoon from that same palette, and I'm just going to pack this on right next to the purple shade. And as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to blend them into each other with a very small brush, so it is slightly difficult. Now I'm just gonna take a bit of this bigger brush to blend the colours once I've put them on, because this one's slightly more fluffy. And then we're gonna go in with a green. I'm gonna take the green, light green shade from the Morphe 35B palette, because the greens in the other palette are slightly too neon or dark. So it's just the light green shade. And I'm just gonna run that alongside the blue. And then next to the green, we go for yellow. And again, the yellow I'm taking is from that Morphe 35B palette. I can just see where some of the yellow is taking away that green, so I'm just gonna add it back in slightly so we don't miss out on any colour. And then into the yellow, we're going to go orange and then red. So orange I'm using is the shade Mango from that Carnival 3 palette. And we'll just go next to the yellow. We don't really need the orange, to be honest, because the red will go into the yellow. But I do like to just have that extra colour in there. And then just making sure to go back in with the colours if they get covered up. And the last colour we're going to use is red, and I'm going to use the shade Blaze from that Carnival 3 palette. And I'm going to go quite light-handed with this because it is a very pigmented shade. And then now that we've got that colour on that, I'm just taking a fluffy brush and I'm literally just going to take it on the edge of the red just to give it a little bit of a softer blend. And I'm going to go very lightly with this because we don't want to move any of that colour, we just want a bit more of a blend. And then now that that's blended, I am going to take the same colours down onto the under eye as well. I can take that blue down onto the under eye. So now for the next part, I'm just taking my Made by Mitchell colour case. I'm going to take this purple shade. I do think it needs to be a bit lighter because I think it's too dark for the eyeshadow at the moment. I think the purple is a little bit too dark. I'm actually going to take the pink shade and we'll just do what we can with that, and it's like this peachy pink. And I may actually just mix a little bit of that purple in with it and just see what happens. We'll probably get a nice light purple shade like we want it. So now that we've got that little purple shade mixed up, I'm just taking this flat rounded brush and I'm going to pick up that product and we're basically just going to carve out the front of the eye and create like a purple cut crease kind of thing. I'm just gonna create a sharp line to separate the rainbow from the rest of the eye. I'm actually going to set it with the lilac shade of purple from that Be Perfect palette. And then I believe she goes in with a shimmer, so I'm going to take the shade Pearl from that same palette with my finger. I'm just going to add a bit of shimmer to that purple that we just laid down. Make sure it's nice and visible. And now to add a bit of liner like she does, I'm just taking my James Charles Create paint, and this is in the shade Turning Violet. I'm just going to get that product on there. I'm going to do a bit of a inner corner. And then I'm just taking the white create paint. I'm just then picking up that white create paint. I'm going to go in on the waterline. And I'm going to have to hold this away from my eye for a little, just for it to dry. So I'm just going to let that dry a second. So now that we've done that eye, I'm going to add some mascara. I'm just going to curl my lashes and then add a black mascara to them. And I'm just taking my MAC Stack black mascara. And I'm just going to coat my lashes like normal. Like so, and that is the one eye finished. I'm going to go off camera now and do the other eye because I think that little tutorial was in depth enough that it's going to be long enough for the whole video. And I will come back with you. I will come back to you with lips, and yeah, once we're finished. So guys, I'm back and this is the finished eye look, and I just used, what did I use? For lips, I just used a combo of my MAC lip pencil in the shade Whirl and this not so clear anymore lip oil from Revolution. So that's the lip combo that we've got today. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little eye makeup tutorial. I hope that the zoom in on the back camera was actually good. I'll see that when I go to edit this video, but I'm really pleased with how this makeup turned out. I'm going to record a clip also to insert here now, and I will see you back for the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little Pride rainbow inspired makeup look. I thought it was really fun and it's really cute, and obviously all inspiration creds go to the original artist. I know that this was also inspired on her page from another artist, but my look was taken from hers, so she's my inspiration. But yeah, I really enjoyed this little Pride Month makeup look, and I really wanted to incorporate Pride Month because who doesn't love a rainbow, and I just think it's really important to acknowledge themes of celebration for people who should be celebrated. And yeah, I hope that this video brought you joy. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you recreate this makeup for any Pride events that you're going to, that you tag me or show me or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment if you feel like it, and I will see you guys back here next week for another one. Bye.